rolling. Welcome to the slide.
Is it a thing now that we have to say it in the most perverse, like, sensuous way possible?
Slide up into my DMs, baby, for another Tea and Cleaves Raunch Fest.
Yes, no guests this time. But, yeah.
Just the OGs.
Can't have too much of a good thing.
But you can.
Sometimes you need the low-fat quality that is Tea and Cleaves sliding along.
I'm not sure I'm low fat, but I am quality.
I'm not either of those things. So, Cleaves, how are things?
Yes. All good.
Excellent.
How are things with you?
All good.
How are you feeling? Just to set the scene for this, we went for a couple of beers down the pub. I had a delicious roast dinner. So you had nothing.
Okay, I'm going to say this once, and this isn't an entire episode, so I'm just going to say it on this one. Roast dinners are shit. They are meat and some overcooked vegetables. That's all they fucking are. Anyone who says, oh, I do a really good roast dinner, no, you're lying. There's two standards of roast dinner. You either have one that's acceptable, which is most of them, or it's shit. Okay, maybe Hester Blumenthal.
People that say, oh, I make a really good roast dinner, that is a bit shit. Because basically all you do is cook some fucking vegetables.
Yeah.
And then leave some meat in for a while.
Yeah, that's all you do. And then it's like, oh, what do the gravy? Oh, do you get it from a can? From Bisto? Do you get it from Bisto?
But you've got to stir it, mate. You've got to stir it.
Oh, yeah,
Here's the thing, actually, whilst we're on this, how do you like your gravy? Because I like mine thick.
It's got to be sticking to things.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be... Put it this way. If
I
you
like mine like
up...
chip shop gravy, like
yeah,
borderline, but not quite lumpy.
Okay, so this is the test if your gravy's thick enough. If you can pick up your plate without worrying about the gravy going off the side, then it's thick enough. If it's that watery piss water shit, and you can't...
Watery piss water.
Watery piss water, or other things, the tea says, then, yeah, you can't pick up that plate without getting it all over the tablecloth. Or...
You don't have to pour it on.
No.
But it does become I'm with you. It does become a potential gravy mishap.
That's only good for bread, for soaking it up. But even then, you can do that with thick gravy.
Yeah. You thread it on.
Yeah. Nutella consistency.
Oh, that is too thick.
That is far too thick.
It has to be, for me, it's like, I'm going to say just under ketchup thick.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how I like the gravy.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. So we agree on the gravy.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
The rest of it, bollocks.
What?
It's all fucking bollocks.
What? Why?
Okay.
I'm having to take my socks off for this. It's too warm in here. I feel like you're getting a lot hot air. Like, God.
So partly it is down to the attitude of, oh, I'll make a really good roast dinner. And it's like, it's fine. Like, everyone does, it's fine.
Especially you got a slow cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
But then, like, some people do it every Sunday, and it's like, it's just boring. It's the same fucking thing. And a lot of people...
but you change your meat.
Yeah, but people don't have to cook meat. And they don't do anything interesting. Like, if it was like, oh, we're doing a tandoori chicken for a bit of a change, then great, fine.
The outrage!
Like, if
tandoori
you do
chicken on a roast dinner, are you high, sir?
If you're cooking roast chicken, you can do whatever you want with it. Oh, I'm sorry, plain chicken. Fucking.
I mean, you can have tandoori lamb and beef as well, and pork. It's not.
The point is
exclusive to chicken.
If people were more creative and took more care with like the roast,
it's about the tradition. It's about making it look brown.
No, it's fucking bullshit. And the thing is, people are, oh, well, I've got to have like 4 or 5 different types of veg, and like they don't pay attention. They have a couple of glasses of wine, and before you know it, you've got soggy vegetables, and you can never. No one has ever agreed on what a good mix of vegetables on your plate are.
Okay, great. Right, all right, let's do roast. Maybe this will turn into the topic. I don't know yet.
We'll see.
Let's talk roast dinner vegetables. Actually, firstly, shall we quickly explain to the outside of the UK viewers what a roast dinner is?
Half our viewers are like, Na, 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 na. So, a roast dinner is a traditional English meal, usually served on a Sunday.
Sorry, I thought I'd do it in the background. That's edited for you, bro.
So essentially, this would consist of a meat. So traditionally, it would be beef, chicken, pork, lamb. Basically, a Christmas dinner is just another roast as well, but with turkey. And then you'd have carbs. So you'd have mashed potato and roast potato. Some people have both. So fine.
What about new potatoes? New potatoes are on there a lot.
Now you're crossing the line a little bit. I mean, you can, but it's a bit. You're getting more into hot pot territory.
We need to come back to this. We'll circle back.
Yeah. And then you'll have an assortment of vegetables.
Seasonal?
No, not usually. People don't.
What is the season for a vegetable these days? Because you can get them all over the world. Let's move on.
Yeah. Especially when they're frozen. Like frozen veg, like so much better than fresh shit.
What? Sorry, that's. Again, we'll circle back. Let's just finish your explanation.
And then, depending on the roast, you can get a Yorkshire pudding, which is a traditional batter pudding in the UK, which is like a little. It's like a little bowl, isn't it? Like
Pancake bowl.
Like a pancake bowl. And traditionally, you would put like your gravy inside it with some vegetables, like people put stuff inside and they eat like that.
Or if you refer back to a previous episode, you can roll them up into a little wrap.
British tacos.
Yep. And I actually saw a wagon for that when I was at the Silverstone races. I sent you.
Yeah, you
didn't
sent
I?
me a photo. I was like,
Yeah,
yes,
absolute wraps.
You know what? It sounded good.
I'll get one for you next year. Let you know.
Well, you get one and eat it. Don't get me one and then bring it back.
Yeah, can you imagine so cold and soggy,
Fucking want it, mate.
greasy?
Oh, they are all grease because essentially Yorkshire pudding is batter, but it's cooked in oil in the oven, so it is all grease, all grease.
I mean, crisp off real nice. Anyway, yeah, that's roasted. Did we miss anything? Oh, sometimes you have little sauces on the side, like cranberry for turkey or
horseradish for beef, applesauce for pork,
mint
for lamb. Some people, we're not even going to go into this, or maybe we won't, but there are some people who will say, oh, shepherd's pie is also a roast, like a traditional Sunday. I know some people are like, oh, well, Sunday, I'm not going to say, because they probably watch. You know who you are. I'm like, oh yeah, but it's the same sort of.
Shepherd's pie's not a roast.
No, but it's instead of having like the meat and the potato thing, they add them together and then they have the shepherd's pie with like the vegetables. And their justification is it's essentially a roast.
No, it isn't.
That's what they think.
I'm splitting hairs here, apparently, but if you're going to make shepherd's pie, eat a shepherd's pie. You don't have to then make it a roast. That's just extra work for no reason.
Well, you'd want veg with your shepherd's pie, wouldn't you?
Chips.
It's already got potato with it, mate.
Yeah, well, I want extra carb.
Shepherd's pie with peas, that's traditional.
Yeah.
Because you have your mint sauce and you have the peas, so you have minty peas.
What do you prefer, shepherd's pie or cottage pie?
Shepherd's every single time. Because it's
I'm with you there.
It tastes better. And again, people fuck up beef so much because you can get like lean mince, which is dry as fuck, or you can get the really fatty stuff. It's just a greasy fucking mess. Whereas lamb, it's just consistent. Like you only get one sort of lamb mince in the UK. It's like, and that's what everyone knows how to cook. So you're better consistency. Like you're always going to get a better shepherd's pie than a cottage pie.
Okay, fine. Moving back to roasts.
Yes.
The comedic kind. Suck. Anyway, go on. All right. Okay, yeah. So now we know what a roast dinner is. Fuck me, for the English people, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hope you skipped forward a little bit.
Yeah. Should put a little precursor in there.
Yeah.
Let's start, right? Let's move around the plate. Number one. Let's go big. Meat. What's your favourite meat on a dinner?
So, I don't mind lamb. I think lamb's quite good, but it's quite pricey.
But people don't have lamb very often. I think that's why I don't mind it on a roast. It's a bit something different. I feel like, you splurge a little bit.
It's pricey. That's the thing. It's pricey. And if you cook lamb well, then it can be really good. But I've had some terrible lamb. That's some fucking awful shit. And that's the problem with lamb as well. Like, you've got to know how to cook it, or it's terrible. It's like steak, essentially. Like, you don't just give someone steak and say, cook that. It's the same with lamb. Don't give someone a leg of lamb and say, cook that. Because, like, they're going to fuck it up a lot of the time. And then I do like chicken, turkey, don't mind pork, don't like beef. Beef people fuck up so often. It's like chewing a boot half the time. Gammon as well. I mean,
Oh, gammon.
firstly, don't boil it. And
Boil. Why would you boil gammon? Why would you boil any meat? Really?
who knows? But then gammon, nah, not really my thing.
Don't mind a bit of gammon every now and again. It's alright.
It's very salty. You can have a lot of it.
But like you.
True. And then if you go to fancy pants places, sometimes you might get a duck. Turkey traditionally around Christmas. Goose, I've had
Duck.
before.
Or a duck stuffed in a turkey.
A turducken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic turducken.
So, what about you? What's your favourite meat?
Well, opposite to you, obviously, beef, because get it right and it's the fucking shit. Whereas chicken, bland AF, turkey, blander AF somehow. Pork, pretty solid. Lamb, yeah man, don't like a little bit of lamb every now and again. Gammon, yeah, I don't mind. Again, I always feel like I only have gammon at Christmas when someone else has cooked it, and I'm fine with that.
Cheese sauce?
Yeah.
Gammon with cheese sauce, I don't mind. And then having a bit of pineapple with it as well. It's always nice. Like a pineapple ring on the side.
On a roast dinner.
Whatever you want,
This guy.
apparently.
Mate.
So,
You're gonna get the traditionalists out there coming for you. People don't even like pineapple on pizza. Stop throwing it on a roast dinner, mate.
Well,
You can get fucking crucified.
idiots. Like, don't be afraid of new things. Don't be afraid of new things.
Wow.
So, anyway, the problem I have with the meat on a roast dinner is nobody treats the meat with respect.
Oh, you've got to treat the meat with respect.
You've got to. Yeah, you've got to give it a rub down, good seasoning, make sure it's nice and tender. Maybe sing to it a bit.
Maybe bash it with one of those tenderizers for a while.
Yeah.
Give it a good beating.
But a lot of people will just like put it in the oven, bit of foil over the top, done. It's like, well, now it's dry. That's boring. Like, oh, well, that's what the gravy's for. No. Gravy is a fucking sauce. If you're using that as a justification for your meat, then your meat is shit.
Yeah, your meat should be well lubricated when it comes out. The gravy shouldn't act as a.
It's not the
KY.
lubricant. Yeah. That's the thing. The gravy is the sauce. You know what I mean? It's like no one's saying, "Oh, I should have put more sauce on this pizza because the pizza's dry as fuck." Like, no, it's a part.
Yeah, can you imagine? Oh, my bread's dry as fuck, but luckily got all this tomato sauce to slaver on it.
Exactly. It's like treat it with respect. Like gravy is the sauce. But people fuck up the meats, and I suddenly realize like, oh, this is a bit dry. So I'll add some more gravy.
Oh, whilst we're on this, right, and we're talking about thick gravy and pizza, would you ever have a roast dinner pizza? Hear me out. Base, standard Domino's base.
Right.
Your sauce, thick gravy,
Right.
but to the consistency of tomato.
Right.
Then your cheese on, obviously.
Mhm.
Then on your top, you've got, well, your choice of meats, if you will.
Yeah.
What veg could you have on there? I don't know, carrot slices,
Okay.
peas,
Okay. Bit rolly, but okay.
a bit of cauliflower. That's mixed in with the cheese, in fact.
Cauliflower cheese. Okay, I like it.
That's probably about it. I don't know what else. Oh, parsnip slices. Yeah, boy.
Okay. So, Domino's did actually do a Christmas dinner pizza a few years ago, which had a gravy base with cranberry sauce mixed into it, and it had turkey sliced like Brussels sprouts,
Oh,
bacon, and sausages on it, like pigs and blanket.
oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Okay, yeah.
So
Funny
basically,
well mentioned.
turkey, pigs and blanket, and then like they had really thin, like roasted sprouts.
Okay, and did you try it?
No, because I don't like sprouts.
You take the sprouts off.
Yeah, I could have done. I just didn't try it.
Just try.
I just didn't try it, man.
Okay, fair.
But it was a thing. It was.
Okay, well then I'll doff T's cap to you, Domino's. Maybe it was all right. I'll try it this Christmas. Maybe.
Yeah, if it comes back. Depends how well it's sold.
Okay, moving around the plate. What are your thoughts on potato? based products on your roast dinner?
So I think. Oh, it's windy, eh? Windy slide. I think potatoes are the number one thing that people get disappointed with, even the people who love roasts. Because again, a lot of people don't know how to cook potatoes. So they'll do mash and it'll be lumpy mash.
This is coming from fucking Heston Tiemantel over there.
Yeah.
Go on.
So you get lumpy mash, and that's always a thing. Or you'll get roast potatoes, which they can be fantastic. I won't say you can't get really good roasts.
I'll go on record right now saying roast potatoes is probably one of my favourite parts of the roast dinner.
But
They the fucking name.
But they can also be the worst part.
If
They
you overcook
can
them and they're like rock
suck.
solid pieces of shit, then yeah.
Yeah, and they can suck.
Oh, sometimes when they get super dry inside, they look
Yeah.
great on the outside, yeah, and they're just like powdery mess inside.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or you get the ones where they haven't par-cooked the potato enough, so it's still kind of raw inside. So you have a little bit of fluffiness, and then you have a big chunk of potato in the middle, which isn't quite cooked.
Yeah, I feel like you've had a horrendous childhood.
It wasn't that bad. But like, it's so easy to fuck them up. Like new potatoes, okay, not too difficult to do.
New potatoes are the easiest yet most boring thing.
That's the
ever.
thing; they're boring, but
Oh,
they
they're
are
boring.
easy. They are easy.
But yeah, you have one or two, and there's always some left at the end. Oh, do you want some more new potatoes? No, fucking don't. Where's the roast?
Yeah.
Where's the mash?
Mash, pretty decent. If you get your mash right,
Oh mate, I love a
Which
bit of a creamy, cheesy mash.
but you got to get it right. Like you got to know how to cook mash. Because it's not easy. You can't just cook potatoes, throw them in a thing, and then mash them up. Then you get lumpy, wet potatoes. No, you can't. You got, again, treat them with respect.
What are your thoughts on Ryan? On a Christmas dinner in our family, the mashed potato that isn't used for the main Christmas dinner, at the end of the day, is fried, and we have fried mash and like cold meats for the tea.
I mean, it's just shy of cabbage would be a bubble and squeak.
Yeah, but there's no cabbage in it. That's the joy of it.
Well, it's just basically potato
Yeah, it's
cakes.
fried potato, but in
Potato
mash
cakes.
form.
Yeah. Scotland have been doing that for years. No, potato scones. It's basically what they are.
Well, okay. All right, fine.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
In your opinion, how do you make a good roast potato?
Good roast potatoes. So
Tell it it's shit.
you got to get good potatoes.
It wasn't meant to be a setup for a joke. I just thought it was.
Yeah, I know you do. You got to get you got to get good potatoes first. Not all potatoes are good for roasting, and that's a mistake that people make.
Wow. All potatoes are created equal, but some are more equal than others.
Yeah, there's a lot of species of potato, like types of potato.
Right. Have you ever described yourself as a potato racist?
No,
Potatoes.
I don't like the potato, the purple ones. They're kind of weird looking.
They are. Wow. Okay. Maybe you are potatoes after all.
We don't need more words. Tune into the See-Through podcast and know about my opinions on ableism. When it wasn't cut.
Shout out golf.
Yep. God damn it, do I have to cut that? Oh, he'd be cool with it.
He seems like a good guy.
Yeah. So you got to get a good potato first, like Maris Piper, pretty good. Pretty solid choice.
Very fun indeed.
Then boil them, don't peel them. Don't peel them. Boil them, but then until they're just kind of like, you can get a knife from quite easy. Drain them, but then leave them. That's what the problem is. People throw them in the oven immediately while they're still steaming. You need to wait till they stop steaming. You need water. You need to get rid of that water, because that's how they get all claggy and like dusty and shit. Get rid of all the water, then roast them with something like duck fat or butter. Then throw your herbs in. Salt, pepper, garlic.
5 spice.
If you
Cumin.
want.
Cinnamon.
If you want, that's patatas bravas, that is.
Cinnamon potato. The one that I would like. I like cinnamon on anything. Anywho, a little cooking lesson there for the tea.
Then roast them 40 minutes. You're done. But keep an eye on them and keep shifting them around. Like you need to like work them around.
Are you boiling them in a different pan from your gammon?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're not just putting it all in the same pan.
Oh,
with blades.
it's too salty.
Ah, yeah, you don't want salt
Yeah, you don't want the one pot roast.
Can you imagine?
Pour it out on a platter at the end. Dinner is served.
Such a huge colander followed by like. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Potatoes, yeah. If you know what you're doing, you can make really good potatoes, but a lot of people are lazy or they don't know what they're doing. And that's the other problem with roast. There's so much going on, it's hard to give your attention to things. Roast you can do the day before. You can parboil them and stuff like that. Let them, like, and then before you put them in the oven to actually roast, you can do that the day before, a roast. And then they're just ready to go.
Oh, are they ready to go?
Yes, they are. So parsnips, you can do those the day before. Stuffing, the day before. There's so much people can do beforehand, but they don't. And when you're juggling like 18 things, you'll fuck up something.
Maybe then, when someone says they are doing a good roast dinner, maybe it's not the cooking, it's the juggling that they're saying that they're doing.
Yeah, but I find that a lot of people say they're good at multitasking and just do half-assed jobs of everything.
There's that.
People who do one task at a time usually do a better job on all the tasks.
And traditionally, we all know how that phrase was split. Moving on to vegetables. If you had to pick, I'm going to say, let's narrow it to 4.
4, fucking hell.
4's keen, 4's lean. Actually, then let's say 5. 5 veg on a roast dinner. Pick 'em, go.
Okay, parsnips I don't mind. Everyone likes parsnips.
True story. I'm with you on that.
Roast them with your potatoes as well.
Yeah, we're not talking potatoes here. We're talking veg now. Like, past the carb, base the veg.
So, yeah, parsnips. Again, you know, people are doing better with parsnips nowadays. They're doing honey roast parsnips.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are doing like the honey roasts, which adds more flavour.
Fucking banging.
So, at least they're getting a little bit of respect. But again, you just squeeze a spoon on top. So how fucking hard is it? Carrots.
Solid choice. Basic but solid. I'd also agree.
Also, carrots roasted are better than boiled. When people do like carrots that are roast, they just boil on the hob until a little bit soft and they just pour them on a plate. You can roast them. You can roast them with just like your parsnips. Honey roasted carrots.
Why don't you just roast everything together?
Delicious.
Your potatoes, your carrots, your parsnips.
Yeah, all 3 of those you can roast in one pan.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Time saver.
they'll all be better for it as well. And again, do it the day before. It'll work.
Fuck me, I'm not just getting cooking tips, we're getting time saving tips here.
Yeah. Peas. Not much of peas.
Again, great staple. 3 for 3 on the veg that I would also have on my list.
Yeah. Like decent, especially mint sauce. Peas and mint sauce.
Oh mate. I mean we're not
Like, if you have lamb and you don't have peas, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, that's like they're cousins. I like a bit of broccoli.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of cauliflower, that's why. But I prefer broccoli to cauliflower.
Okay.
I find cauliflower's a bit bitty.
I'll come back to that because we're now off topic.
I need one more.
Yeah, you got one more.
One more. So a lot of people say sprouts when they can get the fucking bin. Sprouts are fucking terrible.
Sprouts need to go home and take a bath. They're fucking shit.
They're mini fart cabbages. They're terrible.
They are.
The same as big cabbages. They're fucking awful. They can get in the fucking bin. Green beans aren't bad. If they're in season, like runner beans aren't too
I
bad.
don't mind it. I run a bean, yeah.
So they're not too bad a choice. But they've got to be in season. Like runner beans, they're one of those things you can't get very easily at the shops. Like,
Right, are they your 5 then? Is that's going to be your thing?
Yeah.
Right. Let me tell you where you went wrong on your last 2.
okay.
Cauliflower is fine because it's cauliflower motherfucking cheese.
Okay, we'll get on to side dishes. We're talking just vegetables.
Oh, okay, right. We're talking straight veg. Oh, does that come in the extras column?
Yeah, extra.
Okay, fine. We'll put that in the extras column. Okay.
Yeah.
Straight up veg then. Swede mash, motherfucker.
Oh, I fucking hate Swede.
What?
Swede,
Swede mash, mate.
Swede wishes it was potato.
Get up in my dick. Swede mash is the tits.
It wishes it was potato.
Oh, mate. Something's gone wrong in your
It's
life.
the stupid cousin of potatoes.
Right. Okay. And number 5, I was kind of on board with runner beans. Don't mind runner beans. Red cabbage.
Okay.
I love a bit of red cabbage.
What, vinegar, like pickle?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that.
I
Getting
can get
down
that.
on my roast dinner. People don't like it sometimes because the flavour infects other things sometimes because of the vinegariness of it.
But that's why you have that after, right? If you do like a self-serve thing, you go back and get it afterwards.
Oh mate, we need to come to that at the end of this fucking thing. Well, that's another thing. I've got boners to pick with.
Okay.
Right. Maybe we should do some honourable mentions in the veg column then. Sweet corn. Ever have that on a roast dinner?
No, because it's fucking weird.
And it's not an honourable mention either. I fucking hate sweet corn. I don't think you should put anything in your body that literally comes out the same way that it goes in.
I don't mind sweet corn, but it's not a roast dinner thing.
Broad beans.
They're okay. Like, I wouldn't open
the
it.
nothing filler vegetable.
It's basically I don't want flavour, but I want more substantial food. They're
Yeah.
boring, basically.
Sprouts again. Fucking gash. No one wants them. I don't think there's anything else, is there really, that you put on a roast dinner? Turnips sometimes people put on a roast dinner. What the fuck are wrong with those people?
Tell you what, I fucking hate with a passion, but it was all the rage in the 90s. Buttered leeks. Fucking whole, yeah, you slice the
Are
leek,
you Welsh?
you slice them really thin, you boil them, and then you just coat them in a load of fucking butter. Just imagine buttery, smelly onions. They fucking suck. They're greasy as shit. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And my mum doesn't even like onions. It's one of those things like, oh, I don't like onions or the taste or the smell of them, but you're going to all eat onions. Don't make them. No one likes them. Stop it. You'll save yourself money if you don't get them.
That's a good segue for me, actually, into the extras column.
Yeah.
Because some people put onions on their roast dinner.
I mean, maybe in the gravy.
In the gravy, but sometimes you'll get like a little extra onion just jabbed on the side.
That's fucking weird.
No? Yeah. Actually, I don't mind it. Just a little one.
That's weird.
It is a tad weird. If it's an onion gravy and there's like a little onion on the side, I don't mind that. I think I'm down with that.
It's a bit odd. If it's working towards the actual meal aesthetic, then yeah, maybe.
Okay. Right, let's talk other for real extras then. And let's start with that collie cheese.
Okay.
What's your dealing with collie cheese? I
Okay.
love cauliflower cheese.
I don't like cauliflower cheese because I don't really like cauliflower.
I'm not a big fan of cauliflower, but that's what the cheese is there for, to make it
Yeah.
acceptable.
But what I will put to you, sir, is mac and cheese on a roast. It's superior to cottage cheese in every way.
And this is a fairly new addition.
It's
to
an
the
Americanism.
roast. Yeah.
But I'm all for it. Mac and cheese with gravy, it's fucking delicious.
Mate, I'm not going to argue. It's fucking delicious.
Yep.
But if there's both, I'm going to have both.
I won't. I will have the mac and cheese.
Right
or
now,
nothing.
my plate ain't big enough to get what
One
I
of those sharing platters.
Mate,
Big motherfuckers.
Previously, when I gone to my grandparents' house, they've got a technique of stacking, and it's a sort of mountain job a lot of the time.
Fair.
But yeah, no,
The
I'll
older
take
generation are good with that.
yeah, that's the thing. They know how to make a roast dinner, but they also know how to stack one if you want everything.
Yeah. Stuffing.
Yes, good one. I'm a big fan of your classic sage and onion. However, I do like when people go a bit off menu. I like pork and orange and that kind of shit.
Yep. Pork and fennel, really good stuffing.
Even the rosemary and thyme one, is a bit it's still pretty standard, but it's not sage and onion.
Stuffing's pretty solid. I don't even know why it's called stuffing anymore because you don't stuff it in
No one's
anything.
stuffing the bird with that shit.
You really shouldn't anyway because it can upset the cooking times of it.
Yeah, if you're good, you know how to do it.
True, but a lot of professional chefs will say don't stuff it. Like cook your stuffing separately and then maybe put it in afterwards because it can fuck up the meat.
We're still talking about cooking now, right?
Sure.
Grand.
But yeah, stuffing I think is really good, especially when people put pork shoulder and they're like pork shoulder with.
We're still talking about cooking now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Pigs and blanket. So much time for pigs and blanket.
Mate, whoever thought of again, I don't feel like I had these in the 90s. I feel like these are sort
At
of late,
Christmas?
like I feel like these are a late 90s, 2000s onwards kind of addition to the roast dinner, where people went, oh, miniature sausages, they're out on the table, wrap them in bacon, we'll bang them on the dinner.
Yeah. Traditionally always at Christmas, but I like how in the last 10, 15 years they're on like a lot of roast dinners. And they're good.
Oh, mate, they're one of the best parts of a roast dinner.
Good.
It's fucking...
Get it crisp as fuck as well. Like, just so
bacon's
good.
a breakfast meat, and someone's gone, we've had that left over, and we've got some little cocktail sausages from the Christmas snackaroos on the table. Let's mix and match them, bang them on a dinner, and someone's gone, this could go motherfucking worldwide.
Yep. Peas and blanket, love them. Yorkshire puddings. Now, okay, I do like a Yorkshire pudding, but again, people fuck them up because they make them at home and they're quite tricky to do well at home. So if you're doing them at home, stick to your Aunt Bessie's, but notice on the Aunt Bessie's box,
Shout out.
it's wink.
Auntie Boo.
But
appreciate.
On the box, it says.
Hang on, just one thing before you do the Aunt Bess's bit.
Yeah.
Have you also got Aunt Bess's roast potatoes in your squadron of vegetables?
They're not bad actually.
They're not. Again,
No.
if you can't make potatoes, Auntie B.
I would actually. That's a fair statement. A lot of like Aunt Bessie's will do like parsnips as well, like honey roast parsnips.
Actually, they're pretty banging.
So if you're not good at this sort of stuff, and you're I'm really good at a roast, maybe you're not, and maybe use these as an alternative because they're quite good. Even Aunt Bessie's stuffing balls, pretty good to be fair.
Oh, yeah, Aunt Bess's roast motherfuckers, isn't it?
Basically, but like it's good. Like they have to test these to be good for a wide market.
They've probably gone through an Aunt Bess's laser.
I hope so.
Right. Anyway, sorry, you were saying Yorkshire peas.
Yorkshire peas. The key to the Yorkshire pea.
Sorry, the fact that you took that on.
It says on the box, don't open the fucking oven because they deflate. So don't open the fucking oven. We've all been to, like, had a roast where, you get the limp, flappy Yorkshire puddings and they're just greasy. You can, like, slap them about, you know what I mean? They're just fucking terrible. They're like the silicone, like, cases you get for muffin cases.
Wow, someone's got me to do for us muffin cases. He ain't buying paper ones. Well, go on. He's got reusable fucking silicone ones.
Yeah. Well, it's environmentally friendly, isn't it?
Yeah, alright, yeah, fair.
So, Yorkshire puddings, like everyone loves a Yorkshire pudding, but you need to know what you're doing if you're making them at home. We will get on to.
Have you got a Yorkie pea recipe?
I do.
Go on.
I'm not on.
Oh. I thought you were going to be the cooking guy, just ready to reel it off.
No, okay.
With your roasty peas.
I can't reel off.
Just
I can't reel off the recipe. But Yorkshire puddings, what I will say, don't be afraid to go big and make a giant Yorkshire pudding and then cut it and give people a piece of a big Yorkshire pudding.
I don't want that. That'd annoy me. If I had
You want individuals?
If I had a roast dinner and someone went, oh, I'll be like, what the fuck is this? And you're like, oh, it's a quarter of a large roast Yorkshire pudding. I'd be like, what? I don't want it's like give me a slice of pizza. Give me a small, full one on my dinner.
Okay, fair. Okay, but don't be afraid to go large, even if you're going individual. And put some flavours in your batter as well.
Oh, here we go. Go on.
Like you could put rosemary in it. Pretty decent.
What about parsley, sage, and thyme?
Yeah, you could do. If it's all ground versions of it, that would work.
That one's called the Scarborough Bay Yorkshire pudding because it's come from Yorkshire.
Yeah.
From Scarborough.
So yeah, don't be afraid to flavour your Yorkshire puddings.
Flavia.
Flavia.
You sound so French, you do it.
Yeah.
Flavia.
Flavia, those Yorkshires.
There's chowder. Say it right.
Cheddar. Okay. Are there any other side dishes that you want to?
No, I think they're the big ones.
Yeah.
But I've got some big questions with regards to the English roast dinner as a whole.
Okay.
Firstly, number N.
Right.
Or number E, if you're Chinese. Would you rather make your own roast dinner with the vegetables, obviously, that you want in the way that you've made it, or get a roast dinner at a restaurant. And I say restaurant here, okay?
Okay.
So it's come provided to you at the table
Okay.
with the vegetables. Now, the reason I ask this is a restaurant would probably work out slightly more expensive per person, but you haven't had to spend like fucking 4 hours cooking it and washing all the shit up afterwards.
I would go restaurant. Just because of that fact. The exceptions to that is Christmas dinner, because you're not getting necessarily a good Christmas dinner on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and plus it's a family occasion at Christmas Day. You've got
Yeah.
everyone around.
I would say restaurant, just because also you would hope that there's a chef who knows what they're fucking doing.
What, Christmas?
Well, no, in general, if you're getting like a roast at a restaurant.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes.
They're following recipes, they have training, they have experience of doing this, because, you know, word of mouth, you need to deliver good food if you want more people to come back or recommendations.
Yeah.
Whereas the obligatory going to a family member who butchers it, well, you're obligated to go back, aren't you?
Butchering's the easy part. It's the cooking part that's the problem.
Yeah, for a lot of people. I would say going to the restaurant, because ultimately as well, it's not that much cheaper eating at home.
It's not. If there's only two of you, arguably it's not the same price by the time you bought it.
The leg of lamb's like 15 quid. Granted, you get a couple of extra meals out of that.
And you can probably get a roast dinner for what, £9 each?
Yeah, about that. Even with
Plus
a
you bought the
beer
veg.
as well,
Yeah.
you're looking 30 quid.
Yeah.
But then leg of lamb, 15 quid, all the veg on top of it, and then...
Plus
yeah,
you've had a nice trip out without having to do any of the fucking work.
yeah, so even if all your grocery bill came up to like 26, 27 quid, for that £3 saving, I'd rather not be in the kitchen cooking and washing for 4 fucking hours,
Yeah.
frankly.
Now, as you very well know, the reason I said it's a restaurant and sit-down restaurant is the coming question is, would you prefer, well, the first one is, would you prefer a carvery or a home roast, or a carvery or a sit-down restaurant dinner?
So the choice is out of those three, basically.
Well, no. Firstly, would you prefer the carvery to the home roast? And secondly, would you prefer the carvery to the out in a restaurant, sit down, they brought it to you roast?
Carvery to the home roast, and then sit down to the carvery. That's the hierarchy.
I think I'm with you. Yeah.
Because this is going from 2 blinkies, but going up to a carvery is a fucking cost.
Oh god, we finally worked in the blind angle after about fucking 30 minutes.
it's just fucking hassle. I mean, my wife's really good with it, but at the same
You have to have someone with you at the
you
carvery.
need to, and it's
Look, firstly, if you're in a restaurant and you want to go by yourself, if you're a blinky, it's going to be a bit difficult to firstly find where you need to be at the counter unless you just find the hottest fucking point of the restaurant.
Yep.
Then obviously, you know, there's normally the person behind the counter, I guess, who cooks your meat, and then you've got to find the vegetables.
Yeah, you do.
That's
And then
tricky.
The gravy.
The gravy's a fucking whole nother ball game.
Yeah, and sauces, like which sauce is which.
Yeah.
You know, usually they're not well labelled for the sighted people. That's how my wife ends up putting an entire ladle of horseradish because what she thought was red sauce on her dinner.
That's a horrible way to run it.
She was not happy.
How would you go full ladle
Ask
with
her.
anything?
Ask her. She made an assumption that she was very wrong about it.
Full ladle, I think, is the issue there.
Great band name. Yeah, so it's just a bit of a fucking ball ache going to carvery. Although carvery and the Tobias carvery in the UK, it does have some things recently which makes me more inclined to go. Because
This is a man that's big against his carvery.
I do not like roast dinners, and I do not like carveries primarily because it's basically a school fucking dinner. Isn't it? It's a school fucking dinner you're paying a lot of money for. And it's just like, there's a lot of veg there that people aren't going to fucking eat. And you don't know how long it's been sitting there for.
That's the other thing.
And it's just a little bit, It's not made to order. How long has carrots been sitting there for? 2-3 hours in a heat pan.
Yeah.
But they've now got mac and cheese, and they've now got pigs and blanket, which means that my go-to is usually 2 meats. They don't usually do lamb, unfortunately, but usually a pork and a turkey job. And then pigs and blanket, big Yorkie, shitload of mac and cheese. I mean a shitload of mac and cheese.
Look. Just go back a second. Here's my problem with carveries.
Right.
Sometimes they will fuck up the Yorkies to the point that they are solid. Like, you could fucking build houses with those shits.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the same sometimes with the stuffing balls. I have no idea how you get that so wrong. But the fact that sometimes like fucking solid, like you
Shot puts.
Yeah.
Mini shot puts.
Exactly. I mean, the veg is not normally too bad because even if it's bad, then it's been, you know, sort of slowly deflating under the heat lamps for fuck knows how long.
Yeah.
It's not too bad in that way. I'm totally with you though. The addition of mac and cheese, banging. The addition of just pigs and blankets, I think, at the Toby carvery, they give to you, I think.
You have to pay extra for it.
What?
It's like £2 extra. But you get like 8. So you can get that for a table.
Whoa. Okay, right. Let me stop you there. Firstly, I'm a little bit outraged at the fact that you have to pay extra. I know we put them in our extras items, but I'm not paying extra for Yorkshire pudding, and I'm not paying extra for cauliflower cheese, and I'm not paying extra for stuffing. Why the fuck am I paying extra for pigs and blankets? First off. Secondly, £2 seems a little bit excessive. What? It's not excessive because you're trying to get 8. But I don't want 8. I don't want 8 fucking pigs and blanket on my dinner. And that's if they are 8 and you're not bullshitting me. Because that is a lot of pigs and blankets.
Yes, it's 8.
It's a lot of pigs and blankets. There's no need for 8. 4 will do. I'll pay £1 extra.
And split with someone.
I'd just give it.
Just see it as a
£1
premium meal. That's what you need. Premium meal.
That fucks me off a little bit. I tell you what, get rid of some of the veg, get rid of like the sprouts, and the problem is vegetative cheap, innit?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but I'd even pay £1 extra for 4 pigs and blankets. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be paying £2 for 8. Too many.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially if you're eating on your own like a loser.
I wouldn't be able to find the fucking.
Exactly.
I've just been going around trying to find the hottest place in the Toby carvery.
Is that the carer's tax that you have to pay for the pigs and blanket for the table?
Probably is, yeah. I think you should get carers pigs and blankets.
What, complimentary?
Yeah, like you get kind of like, yeah, it's a 4-on-4 job. Like you get 8, but like I suppose you could pick them off and put on someone's plate. But I'd rather than just give me half the amount of half the price.
Okay. Maybe we'll contact them, but probably not.
Yeah, we won't.
Sit down roast, I think, I'd never order it over anything else.
I probably would, but then I say that I did that today, literally.
Yeah, and the other menu was also available.
It was, but I did fancy a roast dinner.
Yeah.
So I guess I would order it on occasion.
I've never fancied a roast dinner.
So that's fair. Actually, my roast dinner pretty banging.
Good.
Okay. That's mainly my points for the roast dinner. Apart from, there's a few things I'd like to address in terms of what people think are traditions in a roast dinner.
All right.
And it's people that get up on their fucking high horse like, oh, you can't have mac and cheese on a roast dinner.
Fuck you.
Why?
I want.
Why? Oh, you can't have more than one type of potato on a roast dinner. Why? Fuck off. I'll have as many as I fucking want. Thirdly, oh, you can only have certain types of sauce with certain meats. No, if I want mint sauce on my fucking beef, you can fuck off. It's shit like that. I fucking hate people that are too tied down in what should be with what. It fucks me right off.
No, I agree. I agree that you should be able to have whatever you want. And if my roast dinner is 2 different meats, pigs and blanket, shitload of mac and cheese, carrots and peas, you can fuck off.
Exactly.
That is my meal. That's what I want. I agree. I'm also in the house of, if you want to do a tandoori chicken, and then just that's the change you made for making it interesting for fucking once.
Another great one. Oh, it has to just be regular meat. You can't season it with anything. Fuck off.
Get some Thai green paste and rub that all over your chicken before you roast it. There you go. You know what? I'm going to say as well, why not have a little bowl of rice there as well? Why not? Why not add a spoon of mango chutney to your gravy to give it a bit of a mango kick and turn it into a proper Indian roast?
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. Yeah. I'm kind of about that.
Yeah. Instead of having an onion on the side,
I feel like
why
that'd be
not an
alright with
onion
like
bhaji on the side to dip in your gravy?
Okay, yeah. I feel like certain things would still work with it, like the parsnips and potatoes.
Yeah.
You get like sour glue and shit anyway, right? So
with pork, why not do a jerk pork? You can get jerk rubs and marinades at the shops easy. Do a Jamaican jerk. Why not? Serve that with mac and cheese. Great mix. Like jerk pork. But people are so up their own fucking arse about all of this shit.
Fucks me up. Oh, and that's another thing actually. Oh, you can't have Yorkshire puddings only with the beef. You can't have it with pork or anything. Fuck off.
I can have it whatever I want. Fuck you. Yorkshire puddings are British tortillas.
I guess they're greasier. And okay, next year, if the stand is still there at Silverstone, I will have one. I will take a photo and
I want a video of you eating
it. Yeah.
A video of you eating it for the Instagram.
Yeah.
But I think that's what my big issue is with like the roast dinner. Like it's all in tradition. It's all grand in tradition, and it's like there's no room for anything interesting.
Take the roots and fucking work with it. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know when people are most creative is when they're given fucking boundaries.
Yeah.
But don't say that it's just one thing or another. That really fucks me off.
It's the same meal every single fucking time. People get up their own arse and on their high horse about things and brag about being able to do a very basic meal, which requires no fucking effort other than basic timekeeping. And then essentially it's what schools always did for a school dinner, which is why I call them school dinners, because it's cheap. Veg is fucking cheap. It's easy to cook a bit of fucking chicken, cut it into bits, throw it on a plate with some veg. It costs you nothing. That's all school dinners are. It's basically a deconstructed roast with limited veg. That's all it fucking is. And I hate it because of it. But it's piss poor gravy and lumpy mash. Fuck you. Okay. I feel like now I've justified why I don't like. It's not I don't like roast dinners. I see the potential. But whenever someone goes, oh, do you want to come over for a roast? No, I'm doing my hair.
How ironic.
I'm doing my hair. Like, I'm braiding my beard. Fuck that. I'll try to get a curry.
Yeah.
More interesting. You know what I mean? It's more interesting. Like.
Okay. One final thing actually that I was meant to bring up on this.
Okay.
People do roasts in two ways. In my family, like my granddad, for example, if he's doing a roast for everyone, he'll plate up in the kitchen. He'll have all the pots and pans in the kitchen. Here, Ive, what do you want? He's from the
Somerset,
yeah. Here, Eric, what do you want? Amy, what veg do you want on that? And we'll just shout the veg. He's already got the pots in the kitchen. He'll plonk it on, he'll gravy it up, bang on the table, ready to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people like to use additional pots for some reason, and I've never quite understood this. So I'm hoping that you can shed some light on this. They'll put the veg in the pot. It's like certain pots, and they'll put like gravy in a pot, and they'll put like potatoes in a pot, and things like that. And they'll put all those pots out on the table, and then you sort of help yourself out of the pots. Why? Okay.
I don't see the point of making extra work with pots. So firstly, I agree with you on that. When it's the whole carvery at the table, shall we call it, where you serve yourself,
right,
and you can choose what you want.
As a blinking, that's not great either.
It's not great either. I usually need someone to help me with that. The benefit of that, I find though, is at the end where like everyone's sort of had enough, but maybe I want another stuffing ball. maybe I want this, that, or the other. And that's when, you need to be around the right sort of people, because then you get like your knife and I'm probably just start spearing a potato and it's like, I want that.
Right. See,
So there are benefits to just getting extras on the fly.
my family are a little bit like, once everything's plated up and eaten, like whoever's in charge of the dinner, if you like, it's usually my granddad or my aunt, is like, oh, do you want anything else? Like, we've got this there, this going, this going, this going. And like, it's announced to the table basically. And if you want it, you just hold your plate up and someone will just go and bang it on your plate for you.
I never had that.
So
Once you've eaten your plate, that was it. Regardless of what was
fair.
left.
Yeah, that's fair. But it gets rid of the leftovers if there's anything. Because the thing is, right, if you do the plate up thing and it comes out, then all the shit's still left in the kitchen, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like you can see it ready there to be stabbed at.
It's more likely to go if it's on the table.
Yeah, it is and it isn't.
Providing you're not around judgmental family members who look at you and think, oh, do you really need enough potato?
There's also that, but also like, I just think in the kitchen, they're probably still over a warm heat or something on the hobs. Whereas if they're on the table in a cold pot, as soon as they're on the table, they're going cold.
True.
Do I want anything at the end of that?
No, that's
Plus,
true.
there's a fuckload more washing up.
Okay, here's a variable as well, and this is something that I have known to happen to me. They don't put it on the table, but they put it's all in its pots and stuff in the kitchen, and you serve yourself in the kitchen.
Oh, why? So there's a carvery in the kitchen?
Yeah.
But you may as well keep it in the saucepans and stuff though, right?
So but everyone queues up
Yeah.
to get their food. Again, like a school dinner.
If okay, fine if that's the case, but they're not going to put it in pots, are they? They just leave it in the saucepans and stuff wherever it's come out from.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Why would you pour it in another pot?
I don't fucking know. I don't do it. But I've experienced it.
That seems fucking ridiculous to me. Like, if it's in the kitchen and you want to serve yourself, fine. You may as well just leave it in the saucepans.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
What? When you're serving yourself in the kitchen, what's the meat stitch? Is that already pre-cut or is?
Yeah, it's always pre-cut.
Again, that's going cold.
Oh yeah.
Whereas
Absolutely.
if you have it like mine, where it was plated up, it's just been sawn off per plate.
Yeah.
And still in a big chunk. And then, like I say, whoever's divvying up in the kitchen, goes around, plonks it all on your plate, out it comes, bash.
Yep. No, I agree. And this will explain many of my reasons why I don't like roasts.
To a dinner that we said was originally quite simple, and it's all about timings, there's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've made those from their nuances. And
Before we finish, there's one thing I want to throw out there, and I think this is the approach that Brits should take. Now, have you heard of biryani, not the curry you get at the takeaway, which isn't a biryani, but as the concept of a biryani?
no, go on.
A biryani is essentially a Indian roast. They have a big sort of like pot. They cook the meat, and then they put the vegetables on top, then they put rice on top, and then they bake it.
Right.
And then they serve that in the middle of the table with a big sort of like scoopy spatula spoon, have loads of sauces with it,
You get a bit of everything.
and you get a bit of everything. It's like a giant sort of like
Hodgepodge of everything.
yeah,
I kind of like that idea.
like rice and meat and vegetables.
But if there's certain vegetables you don't like, you've got to put them out.
Yeah, but I suppose in India you're less picky, aren't you? Or are you? I don't know.
know.
But what would be the case if we did that with like a big trifle, mash on top, then your vegetable layer, and then like slow cooked beef down the bottom?
A roast dinner trifle. Okay, how would that look to you?
It would just be in a big sort of, I don't know, like a trifle dish.
Well, okay. Would you? Okay, no. Firstly, T, for the benefit of those of flash photography, please explain what a trifle is. First off, and then we'll do a roast dinner trifle.
A trifle.
Starting with the bottom layer.
Okay, I'm waiting for it. Trifle is a it's a traditional British dessert, notoriously depressing, You have fruit down the bottom, fruit with like basically jelly
yeah.
sort of thing. It's a little bit looser than jelly though.
Jelly.
And then you've got a sponge layer, so sponge fingers, and then they hydrate those. And then you've got the sponge there. Then on top you have cream.
No, you missed out the custard layer.
Oh yeah, you got custard then, sorry. Then you've got like a vanilla custard.
Why am I doing this to you when I'm fucking giving you the layers?
And then you have cream on top, like whipped cream.
So jelly fruit, sponge fingers, custard, cream.
And then maybe some sprinkles and shit on top.
Yeah.
Like
Just to make it fancy and shit.
a shaved chocolate and shit.
Wouldn't want hairy chocolate, would you? Alright, so how are you making a roast dinner version of this?
Okay. I would do slow cooked brisket down the bottom with onions.
You've already gone different with me. Okay, go on.
Yeah, slow cooked brisket with like red onions down the bottom. Then I'd put a layer of peas and carrots.
Right. Forest, go on.
Then for the next layer, I would do, if you're inclined, I would do like swede, like a layer of swede. It's not for me.
Not mash then.
No, it's not for me, but I'll do swede next.
Okay.
If not, you can put parsnips in there instead, like line them up. Then you put the mash on top. Yep, mash on the very top. And then what you do is you push peas and blankets into the top of the mash.
Mate, that was going to be my garnish as well.
Then you push them in, cover it in cheese, cheddar cheese, and then you throw it in the oven, brown that motherfucker up, and you cut into it with a big spoon.
Alright, fine.
Big jug of gravy on the side, and Yorkshire pudding on the side as well.
Okay, here's mine, right? Your veg portion, for me, is at the bottom with the gravy.
Okay.
Because that's the sort of the jelly and the fruit, but I'm gonna do it with veg and gravy. Mixed veg, your choice of which, doesn't really matter. Next up, meat portion. Again, your choice of meat, doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Next up, thin layer of mash. Gonna say that.
Okay.
And then top portion, didn't really think this through. I'm getting a bit stuck now. Oh, my top portion, rather than it being a cream, it's gonna be a Yorkshire pudding bowl.
Okay.
Slather of gravy in there again. A few Yorkshire puddings bobbing around, like little boys.
Yep.
And stuffing bowls again, like sort of bobbing around like a little sort of like hook a duck kind of pond, if you will, on top.
Can I also say the stuffing would be above the swede and below the mash?
Is that in your general hierarchy or just in this trifle scenario?
In this trifle scenario,
Okay.
I would have the stuffing layer there. Okay, I like it. It's different. I mean,
when you cut into it, it's going to be a fucking mess.
I don't think you
With
could do
mine,
it. You couldn't do it in a trifle bowl. You'd have to do it in like a flat.
You'd have to do miniature trifle bowls, I think.
I think you did it flat, like
one.
a lasagna dish, a big lasagna dish, and then just cut into it like layers.
Either way, it's still
Messy as fuck,
yeah.
but more interesting. So
Yeah, but T, you can't fucking mess with the roast dinner. Oh.
bitches, I said that bitches. And that is the roast dinner chat.
Wasn't intended to be this, but
No, we had another topic lined up. But no, we spoke about roast dinners instead. Much like the last episode of the slide, where we were going to talk about barbecues, and we ended up just telling stories about being drunk.
haven't done. It's a little off topic.
Yeah. Well, anything else to say about roasts?
No.
I think we've got long enough. So,
Got any comments about roast? Tell us your favourite trifle-based roast.
yep, in the comments below, give us your roast trifle. And you can't just roast a trifle. Smart ass.
How it works with goopy mess.
Yeah, well,
Not that the ones that we didn't do were going to be also that.
No,
sort.
but you-
Anyway, but yeah.
right. Until next time, slide on.
Also slide back. I don't know how we're finishing this.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Seesaw Podcast.
You can find us on Twitter at Seesaw Pod, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, and YouTube at Seesaw Podcast. You can also email us at seesawpodcast@gmail.com. Like, rate, review, and subscribe, and then you can also find us on TikTok, but get us on all the other places.